Okay, so today I wanted to talk about annoying African stereotypes. For those of you who don't know, even though I live here in California, and even though I was born in Toronto, Canada, I actually have a Ghanaian background, meaning my parents both come from the beautiful West African country of Ghana. As someone with a Ghanaian background, I have to deal with all sorts of African stereotypes, and I feel like now's the time to finally debunk some of the most ignorant things people think about Africans. With that being said, here are the top 5 things I find so annoying that people think about Africa. In no particular order, let's go. First of all, people seem to think that there's lions and tigers and giraffes all over the place. I remember one time I was younger and I told someone that I had visited Ghana for the summer, and the first thing they said to me was, "Oh my gosh, did you see any lions?" And do you know what I said to them? I said, yeah, I did see lions at the zoo. The next thing I find annoying is when people seem to think that African music is all drums and dancing like a wild person. You know what I mean. Actually, it's not. There are so many different sounds in all of the different countries, and believe it or not, we also have hip-hop. We have our own type of R&B, we have our own type of pop music. In Ghana, we have azonto. There are just so many different sounds. Another thing that I find annoying that people seem to generalize about what they think Africans are is they all seem to think we speak that language that goes. No, I don't speak, and I don't even know what it means. I remember there was this guy one time that he was like a friend of a friend, whatever, and the moment I told him that I was from Ghana or that my family was from Ghana, he was like, "Really?" to me. And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he thought it was funny. I would see him again, he'd be like, "Oh, how are you?" And I'd be like, "I'm fine." He'd be like, "Pardon?" What? People don't seem to know that there's actually like 2,000 different languages in the whole continent of Africa. So the next time I saw this guy, I told him to shut the up. Another thing that I can't stand is when people treat Africa like it's a country. No, it's a continent. I remember another time I was talking to someone and they asked me what my background is, and I said my parents are Ghanaian, and they said, "Oh, where's that?" And I was like, "Oh, in West Africa." And I was like, "Oh, really? I've been to Africa too." And I was like, "Okay, where?" "Oh, I went to Egypt." Okay, and that relates to me how? Africa is not a country. There are so many different cultures and different countries there, and we're not all the same. The next stereotype that I really want to debunk is the fact that some people think that everyone in Africa is poor and it's all poor people because they show those commercials with like the babies who like have no clothes and have flies in their eyes and stuff. No, not everyone in Africa or in Ghana or whichever country is living in mud houses. I can't speak for every country because I've only been to Ghana, but I know that in Ghana we have beautiful hotels, fancy restaurants, luxurious events, all sorts of nice places. I've seen tons of rich people or wealthy people. I can vouch for the fact that not everyone there is poor. And I wish that more people would recognize that Africa and Ghana and whichever country that you're thinking of has a lot more to offer than just poor people who need donations. So that's all I have to say about African stereotypes that I find really annoying, and I hope that some of you guys agree with me. If you don't agree with me, feel free to let me know, and hopefully if you didn't know some of these things, I've helped you to learn some of these things today. So take care and bye bye.